Avoiding evil's booby trap, a one-step process. And I'll say again, avoiding evil's booby trap or booby traps, a one-step process. You know, it's interesting. Booby trap defined is a trap that is laid to kill or hurt someone. But it's the individual or the animal that steps into the booby trap. So it's literally you stepping into a trap that has been laid to kill, maim, hurt, or destroy you. And I will tell you that booby traps are being set all the time. And people walk into them needlessly. I don't want that to happen to you. And today I just want to share it's a one-step process. I'm big on the one-step process because sometimes 2 and 3 steps for the lives we're living can just be too much. So this is a one-step process. And the one step is ultimate deep awareness. Deep awareness of what your weaknesses are, what your pitfalls are. You must know this, because if you don't, it's the equivalent of owning a beautiful house that in your mind you get up and you feel like it's secured, but in actuality, you have 4 windows and 2 doors in the back of the house that are wide open. And unbeknownst to you, you have people prancing around, dancing around in your home, eating your food, making a mess of the place. So when I say the one-step process to avoid these booby traps is awareness, I do mean that. Now, what do I mean by leaving the doors and windows of your life open? I'll share a couple of examples with you. I know a gentleman, beautiful heart, beautiful soul, has given his life to helping people who are homeless, helping them to secure housing. And just has become prolific in this area across the country. And it was his love of people, particularly the homeless population, and trying to help them that nearly got him into a situation of divorce with his wife. He had secured housing for a woman. Everything started out very innocently. He got her a wonderful little house through a grant. And as he disclosed to me, he said, Sheila, I was there. I was trying to do some light maintenance work on the home for this family, developed a fondness for the children, and by the time I looked up and that relationship was crossing over into, inappropriate territory, I knew I had slipped, but it was so subtle. I was just so enjoying being helpful. And one thing started to lead to another. And I snapped to, I said, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Now, his territory was breached because he really was not walking in awareness. It was a perfect booby trap that had been set. Here blended in his love for finding housing for homeless people, soft spot for children. The kids are running around the house. There's this beautiful woman who's just so grateful, and every other day reminding him, you're wonderful. Thank you so much for this. And he put his defenses down. Okay. And he almost messed up big time. That's really the definition of a booby trap. And that's something where, had he really been centered in, let me be mindful. This is my passion. I'm enjoying this. I probably should get a subcontractor, to do this work, because there's some elements at play here that aren't all the way above board and could get me into some problems. Give you another example of a booby trap. Very successful, businesswoman, lovely lady, had worked very hard. This woman blew up almost overnight. Started getting attention, TV commercials coming in, all this stuff. Amazing. She had worked so hard for it, had a lot of pride wrapped up into what she was doing. One might almost say excessive pride, because when the spotlight came to her, this kind of perfectionism she had went into turbo drive. She turned some people off, some people who had hired her. Her attitude really turned them off, and things started to unravel. And what she was really trying to do is just do a good job. She was so afraid of kind of losing her footing and losing this new status that she left a back door of her life open. That back door being excessive pride. And it just turned into something nasty because she stepped out of awareness and wasn't being honest with herself about what some of her weak spots were. And the truth is, she was very insecure with this spotlight, and it just turned into something. Now, listen, I'm never going to tell you. A lot of people say, find someone to talk to, let it out, share. I'm not one to promote just sharing with people willy-nilly. I think you have to be careful. I think people are amazing and beautiful, but they will use information against you as well. I think you have to be very selective and use a level of discrimination in terms of who you're sharing what with. That said, there is one person on this planet that's so important to be brutally honest with. And when I say brutally honest, I want you to acknowledge the aspects of you that are brilliant, strong, beautiful, amazing, talented. I want you to acknowledge that to the max. But I also want you to acknowledge what are the areas of your home, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally speaking, where the windows are up, the doors are unlocked. We're going to call those the weak. We're going to call those the weak areas where you really need some support and reinforcement. You cannot lie to yourself about those areas, because if you lie, you will take your eye off those particular areas that need attention, and you leave yourself wide open. And let me tell you something of the diabolical nature of evil. This I know for sure. That energy didn't have anything else to do, not playing video games, going shopping, nothing else to do, but just watch you, study where your weak points are, and exploit them. And literally exploit them. And people, all these movies have been made, and people, when you talk about evil, people get there's so much fear and confusion. Let me clear this up. Evil in and of itself, dark influences in and of itself, of themselves, have no power whatsoever. And when I say no power, I mean zero, zilch, nada. Everything, all the power that is received, it must come from you. It's no different than a hot air balloon. Hot air balloon sits there. It's dormant. Hot air needs hot air to get up in the air, to fly, and to soar. These influences require your energy. And that energy is given in the form of permission. But Sheila, I'm not given any permission. I'm not partnering. When you partner, 9 times out of 10, it's unknowingly partnering because you've left a door open in your life. Lack of awareness, folks, is a form of partnership. Lack of awareness is a form of partnership. Not keeping your eye on the ball every day is a form of partnership. When you know that there's a certain area in your life that requires attention, that requires daily prayer, that requires some area of focus, and you don't do that, that door is wide open, and you've essentially handed over the keys of your life to an influence that will drive it. And these influences, as I say, can't do anything on their own, but they can get you so worked up physically and emotionally, and so confused, you do the damage. You do the damage to your own life. I've sat with enough people. Sheila, I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Well, what is influencing you? I don't know. Let's think about that a little bit harder. Well, Sheila, it doesn't make sense to me. It makes sense when you think about the influences that may be whispering in your ear, or implanting various thoughts in your mind, and you're acting on it because that window in your house was open and that came in. So again, in and of themselves, evil, nothing, there's no force, no power behind it other than what you give it. That's why you'll see people in their life, they literally put their foot down spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and you'll see their lives completely change. They're no longer participating in any forms of degradation and lies. So how do you get further into the one-step process? Sit down with yourself. We have tools here. A powerful tool is a pen and a piece of paper. Write down, what are my awesome strengths? Those are great. Celebrate them, live it, love it, have some hot cocoa. Great. What are my strengths? But on this other side, what are my weaknesses? What do I need to really pay attention to? Do my due diligence, look every day, pray, fast, really stay in awareness, because these are the areas where I don't want a booby trap in my life. So that one-step awareness, that one-step process is simply moving into greater levels of awareness. People hear that with Sheila Gunna, it sounds like so much hard work. It's not. This is the work of life. You integrate it the same way. Say, I'm going to go to a birthday party today, or I'm going to get up, I'm going to take a walk, I'm going to drink my water, I'm going to eat my meal. This is the same. You integrate it the same way. Today, I'm going to, pray over this. Today, I'm going to sit down and ask myself, what are you doing to make sure that this area is not a problem for you? What are you doing to make sure you keep this under control? So you build it in. So you're nurturing, caring for yourself naturally. Thank you so much. This has been Inspirational Shorts with Sheila. You guys, please avoid the booby traps of life. I'll connect with you soon.